Hey guys, it is Tanya, and welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to another speed build. Today I'm building a house somewhat on the bigger side. I would consider this a larger home, but it's probably more of an average size home since I'm a fan of tiny homes. But this is a 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom house that I have set up for a family of 7. So I think it's a little bit on the bigger side, but I had a lot of fun with this. We're playing around with the roof here now. At first, I was starting to go for a shape of a roof that was a little bit more barn-like, but I ended up getting rid of that in the end and just making this a very tall roof. And I was very happy with that decision. You'll see it starting to come together here now, and you'll also see how indecisive I was with wallpapers. It goes through quite a few different colors, but this house ends up being a very pale, like pastel-y blue in the end. I think the outside is super cutesy. I brought a little bit of that to the inside, but I just wanted it to be a cozy family home for a large family. So I think I achieved that, but you guys can let me know what you think in the comments down below. And also, this is a base game house. I'm only using the Sims 4 base game to build this, so there were some challenges with that. I always try to make them not look base game, and sometimes the limitations of just having the base game are frustrating with that. So I did struggle with windows quite a bit. That's why you saw me putting down windows and then all of a sudden they're gone. And the amount of footage that I got out of this because I could not decide on windows or colors, or the thing that I was most indecisive with in this entire build was the roof texture and swatch. I could not make up my mind. It changed swatch and texture so many times. Also, at first I was thinking the front pop out over on the right side was going to be like a makeshift garage, but I decided to do it over on the left side of the build instead. Since this is a lot that corners a street on 2 different sides, I thought it would look nice over there. So that's what I ended up doing. And at this point, I was trying to go for these shuttered windows with the black shutters, which I think are really nice for some good contrast. And I'll probably use them again at some point, but they just weren't right for this build. I end up using a different swatch of them. But I do end up keeping them. And then this is a color scheme that I really liked, but for some reason I decided not to keep. And I think it's because there wasn't enough contrast in this particular color scheme, but I really like this texture of the roof in this gray swatch and just the really subtle, calm colors that we have going on here. But I do end up changing it in the end to a couple of different swatches before we land on the baby blue that I end up going with. But for right now, we're just figuring out the backyard space, like where I'm going to have the fence, and I don't decide until a little bit later, but this house actually does end up having a pool, which is kind of exciting because it's not something I do very often. You also might have noticed I put a couple of front doors next to each other in the front of the build. Those are single tile base game doors that came with an update we got a year or so ago, and I do end up switching them to a blue swatch in a little while, and I think that's kind of what inspired the color change on the outside of the build. But this is the wallpaper we're going to end up going with. It's an indoor wallpaper, but with base game, I think it's like the closest you can get to like a paneled exterior. So I thought that looked really nice, and I was really digging how like peaceful and calm and pretty this was. But I also really wanted to have a little bit more contrast in color, so that's why it ends up being blue in the end. But I think it's going to turn like a yellowy color or a greenish color first. But for right now, just working on the landscaping. We have some more structured flower beds, a lot of purple flowers around, which I thought was really nice, and some overgrown grass. I just think that's pretty realistic and helps make this space pop a little bit more in my opinion. And of course, I'm using tons of show live edit objects as I do in every build, but particularly in base game homes. I think it helps a lot. And I also put those windows next to the front doors. And at this point, the doors are blue. I'm changing the exterior to blue, and I just think it looks super cute. I do really like the beige we had, and part of me is like, oh, maybe I should have kept the beige now watching it back. But at the same time, I really like the blue, especially how it goes with all of these sunflowers that I'm placing outside. I love that color combo, and so I was overall pretty happy with it. But just placing, I don't know why I stuttered on that so badly, but placing down the mailbox and this little garage over here. Fun fact, the garages that we have in the regular catalog came with City Living, but we do have a debug one in base game that has a few different swatches on it, so I grabbed that to put over on the side. And then we're just getting some more bushes out back. I was trying to figure out how to lay out the backyard because it's actually a pretty big backyard. I knew I wanted to put a big tree out here and a monkey bars. I keep wanting to call it a jungle gym. And I really wish that we had gotten swings in base game instead of in seasons, and like we got the monkey bars in base game, because I think it's more realistic to have a swing set than monkey bars. But you guys can let me know. I know I've brought this up before, but I feel like it's been a really long time. And so I forget what everyone said, but did you have monkey bars growing up? Did you know anyone that had monkey bars? Did you have a swing set? Did you know anyone that had a swing set? I'm very curious if it's just in my own personal experience, more people had swing sets than monkey bars, or if that's a thing that most people agree with. But anyway, we're working on the floor plan now, and downstairs is where I have the primary bedroom and their ensuite. There's also a hall bath and all of the normal living spaces, including a garage. And then upstairs is where the 3 kids' bedrooms and their shared bathroom is, which I thought worked out pretty nicely for this floor plan. I really, really like that. I think it's quite a realistic floor plan too. I've definitely known people in, like, back when I was in middle school and visiting people's houses where the kids' bedrooms were upstairs, but the parents were on the main floor. That's not how my house growing up was, but it is something I saw quite a few times, and so I liked doing that for here. But I did want to add a bump out into one of the bedrooms because there weren't enough windows, so that's what you saw me doing there. But magically, we're downstairs in the kitchen now. And of course, since we're limited to base game counters, I had to make a decision on which one I wanted to use. And I think this is my favorite base game set. I think it's pretty outdated, but I like it better than the other, like, more traditional set for some reason. But I used this stone backsplash in here since we have that on the exterior. I brought a lot of the exterior wallpapers inside as well. I thought it worked out nicely. And, you know, we have an island with the sink in it, a nice microwave. I also really liked using the lamps that I used in here. I used them somewhat recently in a different base game build, the underground one. And I was like, oh, I never noticed the swatches on these are, like, somewhat normal. And I actually really enjoy this light now. So I thought we would use it here again, and then just getting a lunchbox up on top of the microwave. I think that is such a realistic touch. I've been doing that a lot more in builds lately. I don't know what order some of the things I'm recording are going out. But if you see a bunch of builds where there's a lunchbox on top of the microwave, yes, I've just been really liking that. I think it's so realistic. So anyway, getting a cookie jar over here as well. I really wanted this space to feel like there was kids living in it, you know, grabbing cookies from the cookie jar, leaving their lunchbox out, all of that sort of stuff, because there are, you know, 5 kids, I'm imagining, in this house. I did set up upstairs to have a teenager, 2 kids / tweens, and 2 toddlers. And so it's a lot, and it's a lot of color. I hope you guys will like it. But we're going to be moving on to the dining space now, which is quite small. But I wanted to mention, while that's all going on, if you guys would like to download this build, if you like it, it will be available in the Sims 4 gallery. You can find it under my EA ID, which is Gryphi, Gryphi. You can also find it under the hashtag Miss Gryphi, and I will have all of that information in the description down below as well. So I definitely talked over the entire dining room, but there wasn't much to see in there because it's very small. And we're moving on to the living room now, where I have this fireplace right against where the stairs are. Oh my goodness. Sometimes it's really difficult to talk when you're talking to yourself and explaining your thought process. Anyway, I really liked having this wall covering most of the stairs and then just having a little bit of the railing peeking out from the side. I just, for some reason, was very excited about that. I thought it looked really cute. So anyway, adding a couple of couches in here, and then I'm also rotating one of these coffee tables to make like a custom round coffee table in the middle. And I like how this layout came out, where I have the fireplace on one side and then there's going to be a TV on the other side. So you can sit on the couches facing another couch, and then you turn your head one way to look at the fire. You turn your head the other way to look at the fire that's playing on the TV instead. Does anyone ever put that on, like, around Christmas time? Like, just that channel that has the crackling fire. It's very peaceful. I enjoy that. Anyway, I am about to grab that TV here and put that on one of these console tables. Do you guys remember how it was it just last year or the year before? It was somewhat recently that we just got the ability to put TVs on those console tables without cheats and without, like, move objects because they never used to snap to those. I think they updated that with Tiny Living maybe. But that used to be so frustrating because it just looks like a TV's supposed to go on that. And obviously that's how I'm using it here. And I think a lot of people use those that way. But for whatever reason, for a very long time, you couldn't do that. But this is the downstairs like main bathroom that anyone would go in and use. It's just got, you know, a sink, a toilet, a shower. I wanted to make sure that every bathroom at least had a shower since there were so many Sims I was imagining were living in this house. Both of the bathrooms down here just have a shower, but the one upstairs, I'm pretty sure I put a shower tub combo in, as I had imagined there was 2 toddlers in this house. It's kind of important to have a place to bathe them. And with that, I'm realizing I don't think I put any toddler potties. Technically, they're not necessary. You don't have to potty train your toddlers. When they're kids, they'll magically know how to do it. But you guys could definitely place down a toddler potty pretty quickly, or I will try to remember to add that before I upload this to the gallery, but no promises. I'm really bad at remembering those things. But I'm just realizing I forgot. That's frustrating. I always forget something for toddlers or for pets. Those are just the 2. There's like one little necessary thing I always forget, or a trash can. That happens a lot too, but I'm pretty sure I got that in here. I think I got that in this build. Anyway, we're moving on into the primary bedroom now. I just decorated their ensuite before I got in here. And then this space is just really cozy and calm. I'm using the swatch of the wallpaper that I almost used on the exterior here. I just thought it was a lot nicer and good for like calm, sleepy vibes, I guess. So I did that, and then I liked the blue dresser over here and just got a little plant and a couple of decorations. I'm pretty sure just like a clock, and I don't remember what else I put up there. I remember the clock. I don't remember what I put next to it. Oh, like a little basket of lotions. There you go. And a laundry basket. I like to add those to my Sims like primary bedrooms. I don't know why. I guess because that was relatable to me growing up. There was always a basket of laundry in my parents' room. But this is the upstairs bathroom that is shared between all of the kids. I decided to put double sinks in here. You can see we do have a tub to bathe a toddler and, you know, our toilet and all that. It's nothing too exciting, but it is a fairly spacious bathroom. I was originally thinking this room was going to be one of the bedrooms, but I switched them at the last minute because I thought that one worked a little bit better for a bathroom based on the window placement. And that's pretty much it for this room, just getting a couple of rugs and then moving on to the shared kids room using these bunk beds, which used to be a part of Parenthood, but they're base game now, which I think they're really cute. So I'm excited that those of you that just have base game have access to those now, but I know a lot of people are never too excited when things that used to be tied to a pack become base game. But for base game players, I'm happy you have this because I think they're such cute beds. And the color scheme in here, I just had a lot of fun with it. It's very pink. It's got a little bit of blue. We have that cute kids rug with the dinosaur and elephant on it and a couple of closets. And I just had a lot of fun with the kids' rooms in this house. I played with color quite a bit. I've been having so much fun playing with color lately. So we have a desk over here that I say I'm having fun playing with color. And then I'm like, look at this bright white desk. But there's like lots of polka dots all over the walls and lots of pink and blue. And I just think it's really pretty. So I hope you guys like that. But moving on to the teenagers' room, this one is very blue and gray. I think it's kind of moody and fun. And I really like this room too. I'm saying that about every room. But I think I like the kids' rooms better than the primary bedroom or the parents' room in this house. I think that they just have more personality. That's just kind of how it goes. But I added some movie posters in here. So I have the cow plant, and I also have a bookcase over on the side. And I wanted to add some clothes on the floor. Maybe this is a bit of a messy teen that doesn't clean up after themselves. I also combined a dresser and, well, I guess 2 dressers. One's more like a wardrobe, though. You'll be seeing that here shortly after I add some more posters and stuff. But I combined those over here to kind of make a more interesting modular piece without having modular furniture with Dream Home Decorator. And I liked how that came out. But that's pretty much it for that room. And we are moving on into the toddler's room now. I was originally thinking this was only going to be for one toddler. And then I went back and forth if it should be 1 or 2. I think I cut out the original part of me putting down 2 beds and then getting rid of that. But I do in the end having end up having 2 toddler beds in here. I thought it worked a little bit better. It'll be a bit of a tight squeeze once they age up to kids to fit 2 beds in here, but it is doable, so it's just going to be a little bit tight, or you might have to switch some bedrooms around, but I just had fun decorating this, and of course you probably aren't going to have the exact family that I was imagining in this house anyway if you guys decide to download it, so no worries there. But it's very like orange and blue and green. I had a blast playing with the colors in here. I think you can tell it's a little bit of a different color scheme with all of the orange against the blue, and it's very bright. But moving on to the garage space now, what I decided to do in here is just make this a home gym, which I haven't done in a bit. I feel like my go-to is either an office space, ignoring that it's a garage and just making it the living room, or turning it into like an art studio. So I was excited to do a home gym. But this is going to be the backyard, adding a pool, and there's going to be some loungers, and then we're going to be heading on into screenshots. I really hope you guys enjoyed this build. I had so much fun building it. If you did, make sure you give this video a big thumbs up. That really does help me out. You can also subscribe to the channel if you have not already, and if you click that bell, it'll turn on notifications to be notified of every single time I upload a new video. Thank you guys so very much for watching, and I will see y'all soon. Bye, everybody.